everyone, my name is Amber, welcome back to my channel. This is my August TBR. I'm going to be posting my July wrap up very soon, so I'll talk about how July went then. I just wanted to say that I'm hoping August is going to go so much better because I am now out of the reading slump that I've been in for 2 months. I'm feeling so much better. I don't have any plans for social events in August apart from right at the end, so I am thinking that I'm going to get a lot of reading done in August, and so I have a very ambitious TBR. I'm taking part in 2 readathons. First of all, there is the ARC August, which I take part in every year. It's a readathon that's been going for years now, and as the name of it suggests, it's where everyone gets together and reads their advanced readers copies. The second readathon I'll be taking part in kind of links into it, and that is New Releaseathon. I found out about this on my friend Angela's channel. I'll leave the video that I saw of hers down below, and the point of this readathon is to read new releases from 2022, and I thought the two linked really well together, and it's definitely a goal of mine to reduce my Netgalley TBR as well as read some new releases that came in this year, because I've been really neglecting my 2022 releases. I have no idea why. It doesn't normally happen that way. I will go over the books that I'm reading for those later on, because for now I need to show you my physical backlist TBR, because I'm trying to also reduce my TBR to 0 eventually at some point. It's not going very well. So I'm going to start off with the 4 books I didn't get to from my July TBR. It was a very ambitious TBR, and honestly I wasn't expecting to get to all of the books that I listed, but I thought I was going to do a little bit better than I did. So yeah, let me just show you these really quickly. First of all, I have The Sword of Kaigen, which I have actually started. I'm not very far in as of recording this, but I'm hoping to read a little bit more today after I finish editing some videos. So this is an adult, I think, fantasy book. It's self-published. The author has previously written a few other stories in this world, but this is a standalone, and as far as I'm aware it's about a mother and a son, and the son kind of gets called to fight for the empire, and there's a whole thing about having to defend your homeland versus, you know, doing the right thing. I'm just assuming here. I don't really know loads about it, but I do know that it contains one of my all-time favourite tropes. I'm not going to say what it is. I might tell you if I do a full review. I'm very much looking forward to this one. I cannot wait to read it. I also have 2 books by June Her that I didn't get to because I was going to do a June Her project in July. I didn't quite get to them, although I did start one of them, and so I'm going to hopefully do the project in August instead. The first one is The Silence of Bones, which was her debut. This is a historical mystery sort of thing. It's set in the year 1800 in Korea, and the main character is helping a detective figure out a murder. I don't know why the teenager is helping out. There must be a reason for it. I really enjoy mystery thrillers, and the fact that this one is also historical really adds to my intrigue, I think. The other June Her book that I want to read is The Forest of Stolen Girls. This is another historical mystery, I believe. This one is set in 1426. It says here that 2 sisters were found unconscious in a forest after going missing, right near a gruesome crime scene. Years later, their father, who is a detective, learns that 13 girls have recently disappeared in the same forest. And then I think they all start investigating. I think this one sounds really good, and I can't wait to read it. And then the last book that I was going to get to in July but I didn't manage was Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. It was too chunky for me to read in July. I was reading through some quick thrillers and contemporary books because my reading was just so off. But I do want to read this before I watch the TV show, which I think is coming out at the end of August. So I don't have long, so I'm gonna have to pick this one up very soon. I might start it today and see how it goes. Okay, and then on to some books that you didn't see me talk about last month and attempt to read. These are all backlist books that I'm trying to read from my own library because I'm trying to get that down to 0. Like I said, it's not going very well. I'm still above 300, so I've got a while to go. But some of these are old school YA that I wanted to read, and other ones are ones that my friends have loved, so looking forward to reading all of them. The first one is This Mortal Coil. I believe my friend Judith really enjoyed this trilogy. This is YA sci-fi. I think it's about viruses, vaccines, hacking, that kind of thing, and I'm expecting this to be very fast-paced. I actually do have this one on Netgalley that I should have read years ago, but I went on my big booktube break, so I didn't get to it, but now is definitely the time. Looking forward to reading it. I have a book that my friend Nikki gave to me, and that is The Invisible Library. This is the first book in a very long series. I don't know how many books are in this series now, but I'm fairly sure there are more than like 4. This one came out in 2015, and I know that my friend Nikki loves this series. I don't really know what it's about other than it's a spy main character maybe, and they go looking for stuff to take back to the library. I don't know what it's a library of. I don't know if it's like books or what's going on, but I think it's like an alternate reality sort of thing, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. And then these next 3 are very old school, and 2 of them have been on my shelf for ages. One I bought this year. The first one is For Darkness Shows the Stars, which has some stickers on it. This one I think is sci-fi dystopian, and I definitely bought it because of the cover. It's a classic girl in a dress cover, but it also has stars, and it's stunning. I love it. I don't have the best history with this author, Diana Peterfront. I read her Rampant book, which is about killer unicorns, and I hated it. I thought it was really, really bad, but I am hoping that I enjoy this one more. As far as I'm aware, it's a futuristic book, dystopia, where the human race has almost been wiped out, and now I think technology is scarce or heavily monitored, and there are noble families everywhere sort of controlling things. This is the first in a duology, I think, so if I do like this one I might read the sequel, but yeah, I don't know if I'll love it, but it intrigues me. We'll see. Then I have I Hunt Killers by Barry Liger. This one is a thriller book. The main character's father is a serial killer, I think, who has now been put behind bars, and the main character has to find out why similar killings have started all over again. Looking forward to reading this one. I really love the sound of it. And then we have Revolution by Jennifer Donnelly, which again is super old. I think I got this one when I first started booktubing. Let me see. It came out in 2010, so yeah, it would have been quite early on. All I know about this one is that it has two timelines, one in the present day and one in revolutionary France, I think, which makes sense with the title. And the main character finds a diary, and we go back and forth in between. I don't know if she travels back and forth or if there are just connections between the two characters that we're reading about. Either way, really looking forward to reading it. I also really want to read the Marlowe Murder Club because I'm just really in the mood for it right now. I don't really feel the need to explain it any further. This is set in a town near me called Marlow in Buckinghamshire. I've been to Marlow quite a bit. I used to go a lot when I was younger. It's a really lovely place to walk around, and you can walk along the Thames, and in this book someone dies along that walk, I think. It's what it sounds like. There's a murder, and so everyone starts looking into it. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. I always enjoy reading books that are set near me because I find that it's more relatable, and I find it easier to imagine things that are going on, like murders, I suppose. And then we're on to the new release-a-thon, or ARC August. Where should I start? So let's go with an ARC that I have physically, because that would make the most sense. I'm going to be reading Mina and the Slayers. I got this from the author Amy, who is absolutely lovely, and she sent this to me along with some really cool swag as well. She's also signed it, and we've got bookmarks and cards and all sorts. I've actually left everything else over there by accident, but what I'm really excited about is this cute little, I don't even know what you'd call this. It's, yeah, vampire teeth, and I'm going to turn it into a bookmark somehow because I think it's cute. But anyway, this is the sequel to Mina and the Undead, which I actually just bought a copy of because I want to reread it and recap it for Recaptains before this book comes out. This is a book series about teenage vampires, basically. It's kind of like Buffy. It's literally set in the 90s. I can't remember what year the first book is set in. This one's set in 1995, and I don't think the first book is set much before. Basically, in the first one, Mina goes to New Orleans, which is where her sister is currently living, and she gets involved in this sort of paranormal-esque community there. I don't really want to spoil anything, so I'm being really, really careful. But what really drew me in was the fact that there was a haunted house that Mina went to work in. It was very, very atmospheric. I remember feeling like I was there. I've never actually been to New Orleans, but my friend does live like close by, or close by for an American, not really close by for European standards, and we've been meaning to go. She has been before, but I haven't. So yeah, I would actually love to go and then read these books in New Orleans. I think that'd be so much fun. Maybe I could make that work if there's going to be a third book. We'll see. Anyway, I really enjoy this series. This is obviously the second book. Can't wait to read this one. I think it's gonna be just as fast paced as the first one, and thank you so much, Amy, for sending this to me. I also, of course, have a few books over on Netgalley. I will just go through these really, really quickly because I don't have time to go through all of the books. But some of my options that I might get to are You Have a Match and When You Get the Chance by Emma Lord. I read Tweet Cute by her a few years ago. Really, really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to reading these, particularly You Have a Match, because it's about genealogy and the main character finding her bio family via a DNA test, which is super cool to me. These are being published in the UK soon, as is Cemetery Boys, which is also on my list. I requested these from Macmillan and was granted them. I also have Carrie Soto's Back, which I haven't read yet, but I'm hoping to read first in August, I think, because I really love Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. We have The Retreat, which I still haven't finished, but I do really, really need to read. This is a thriller book about the same detective who was in the sanatorium, which I read earlier this year and really, really enjoyed it. We also have The Trip by Rebecca Lay. Can't remember what this one's about, but I think it's like a mystery thriller set abroad, which is one of my favourite things at the moment. I love that so many authors are writing about travelling and contemporary books. It's not set in the UK or US. It doesn't mean they're any more diverse, it just means it's a different setting. It's a bit more exciting to me, especially because I haven't been abroad since before COVID. I have I Shot the Devil, which might be an option, A Taste of Gold and Iron, which I don't remember requesting, but apparently currently I have. Ithaca by Claire North might be an option. So yeah, I have lots and lots of Netgalley options. On EW, I have The Weight of Blood, which is Tiffany D. Jackson's newest book, which is coming out later this year. And I've read all of her books previously, bar one, and I think I'm going to love this one. So I might try and fit that in August. I have some very ambitious plans. And then I've got a couple of books physically that are new releases that will fit in with new releases-a-thon, but not Arc-a-thon. Arc August, because they're obviously already out and I didn't have them as e-arcs. First of all, we have Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead, which I think came out this year. Let me just double check this. Oh no, this came out in 2021. Okay, so this isn't going to be for new release-a-thon. I'm going to have to pick some other physical books for that. But I still want to read it anyway. It's historical fiction. It was nominated, I don't think it won the Women's Prize, but it was nominated for something. It says here that the main character embarks on her life stream, which is to fly a great circle around the globe. There's a crash landing and she finds herself on the Antarctic ice without enough fuel. I think this sounds absolutely fantastic. I like survival stories and I like books about famous people, and the main character, another main character in this is portraying the other main character. I haven't explained this very well at all because I have barely any idea what it's about. I'm looking forward to reading that, even though it's not going to count for new release-a-thon. Maybe I'll bend the rules, I don't know. And then the next one definitely came out this year because I remember the author saying that it did, but also I need to read the first book first because that's just how I do things. So I really want to read The Last Bear by Hannah Gold. I followed the author for absolutely ages and I love the sound of this one. So it's about the main character who is traveling with her mother around the Arctic Circle or somewhere in the Arctic Circle, and she comes across the last polar bear, and it's basically a book about climate change. So it's cli-fi, which I am trying to get into more, and it honestly has the most stunning illustrations. I love this so much. So I bought this recently because I also bought The Lost Whale, which is Hannah Gold's second book. Again, it's stunning. This one's a hardback. I might try and get The Last Bear in hardback as well if I can, and maybe give the paperback. So I don't know, I'm rambling now, but I think these are both going to be really cute middle grade books, and this one definitely does count towards new release-a-thon. I just need to find some other ones that count towards it apart from my e-arcs. So that is my entire August TBR. As always, things could change. I could buy more books, which I hopefully won't because I'm kind of on a plan. I'm really excited for both of these readathons. Arc August is one of my favourites. It's one that I take part in every year, like I said, along with Dewey's 24-hour readathon. They're kind of like staples in my reading life. I really need to get back on top of my Netgalley books. I say back on top, I haven't ever been on top of them, ever, but it's something that I do need to work towards, so I'm gonna give that a go. I'm not doing very well with my goals, I have to say, in terms of books that I have to read by the end of the year, but I'm just ignoring that, and hopefully in the last third of the year, from September onwards, I can maybe try a bit harder. We'll see. I don't know. I'm rambling. Let me know in the comments below if you're taking part in these readathons or if you're taking part in any different ones. Let me know if you've read any of these, if you'd recommend them, if you would like me to read any of them first and give my thoughts on them. I'm probably going to try and do weekly vlogs in August to try and motivate myself and hold myself accountable and keep myself kind of updating everyone, but I'm going to try. I don't know if that's definitely going to happen yet because I don't know how suddenly busy I'm going to be. Thank you for watching and I'll speak to you all in the next video. Bye.